Week 2, baby. Stand tall or not at all. Cowboy Nation. Stack the good. Don't let it fall. And as this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button. Sharing is caring. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. We definitely don't want to have no San Fran audio. Mama said that there will be days literally just like this. 5, 4, and good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening. As they say, one thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain. We stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame.
My turn. Told me it was my turn.
Come on with it.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowed?
Stand behind it. I guarantee it. Now is when you chop my dope down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, and then you call it blue magic.
Come on with it. The name is Law Nation. Appreciate y'all. Without hesitations nor deviation to the matter, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. The Cowboys 0-1, but we're heading into week 2. How can we excel ourselves from this location to this location? I'm going to say it with my chest. This got to be a guaranteed W for us. Got to be. If we want to stay in this race, right? And this must be a situation. I can't stand the Giants. I still want my lick back from 2007. If you feel the same way, let me know. I want my lick back from 2007. I mean, it's my quarterback. It goes all the way back just like that. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, it is for what it is. This should be, Highway Rico says easy dub. This should be the easy dub, But I'm not going to sit back and say that I'm not upset about the previous game. But that's water under the bridge, right? I get it. The Cowboys got some things, but I got 5 things. Well, Cowboys got some things that they got to do. But the 2 things out of the 5 things that they got to do is pretty much the things that I'm always saying. And I'm going to say it, it's going to be my campaign for the 2025 year is, can we stop the run? And can we run the ball? I think with those 2 things there, Cowboys Nation, ladies and gentlemen, we will be okay. Do those things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Breaking points and lost. Law be cursing out more. I think that's the only time you can get people to understand. You got to say a cuss words. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. But who determined what's a curse word or not? Huh? Hey, I just got to go with that. But neither here nor there. I'm a little upset. Some personal things going on in life. My beautiful mom, she raised me to be a person that stand up and fight for the things that they want. And unfortunately, the house that I grew up in, due to the loss of my mom and not having things situated and settled in, was sold. And it put a heavy burden over the family, right? And sometimes when you operating in these type of spaces, so much pressure, so much things is on your mind, and you're sitting there saying, come on, man, don't sell mom's house. That's where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? That's where we learned everything, But unfortunately, the house is sold, and some people do things, they operate out of profit, right? Some people look at things as transactional, and don't understand the full meaning of it, right? So that's just for what it is. Parents of America, yeah. So I'm gonna be gonna be edgy all this week, man. You know, if you could really understand how edgy I am over that, and you compound all of that stuff, it's terrible news, Jake. Yeah, it's terrible news, and life itself is already struggling to live life, right? And to get the things. That's why I say, man, with people, like, everything I got set is straight. I had to learn on my own, right? Get a trust, set up a will, make sure that when I'm dead and gone, oh, my little ones, oh my God, they gonna be set up for life. They probably don't have to lift a finger, right? But sometimes when you're going through those generations, right, you got to move from one area to the next, and you know, unfortunately, my mom was the first one to go to college, first one to get this and that going. So we the second generation. So we just not learning, you know. So it's just terrible news altogether, you know. Trust me, shoot, there's some places in this house that I done screamed and yelled, and I try not to get my kids to see me that way. So I go outside, yell or scream, and sometimes you got to yell it out like, you know. But you know, it is for what it is. And I told his stepfather, you know, who did that. It's the family members that cut harder than the strangers. You know what I'm saying? It's the people that's seeking money and money hungry, right? Like for example, I'm just not putting the tombstone on my mom's grave, right? But it's like what y'all did with the money. See, those are things that goes unseen when a person is in the ground, right? Those are things that, unfortunately, people take advantage of, you know. So from one end to the next end, it's just be like, gosh. I'm like, God, man, you sure you did the right thing? You left that hoodlum here, but you took my mom? Come on, man. You gonna do this to me, G-O-D? You know, so shoot. Hey, sometimes you get like that, you know. And I'm type person, I'm gonna ask some questions when I get up there, you know. G-O-D, you gonna do this to me? Yeah, you know. You take her and you gonna leave him? He kept up all the devilment. He saw my mom's house. Come on with it, you know. and what was crazy is that since the death of my mom, I never got a chance to walk in that house, right? Because of some stuff, right? So that's why I talk to relieve my mind. You know what I'm saying? I know some people say, hey, Law, you know, I mean, you help me out, but shoot, y'all helping me out. So, and that's personal, right? You know, my mom, may she rest in peace. She was a nurse. And the only perfume she could wear was Dream Angels. And every other year, I'll give her a bottle of Dream Angels. It was some Marc Jacobs perfume. I'm not y'all see me, I'll wear the same thing every day, right? I'm not and I'm going to get to football talking a bit, but I got to get this off my chest. Stepdad done sold all my mom perfume. He sold all of my mom purses. I got girls. I could have got a chance to give that to my girls. He sold the diamond chain, necklaces. I could have passed that on to my little ones. But he was all about money. But that's just how it is, unfortunately. So when you live in that, when you're going through that, when somebody passed away, it's the other stuff that goes unforeseen, right? The bills that's owed, the stuff that you got to pay off, the arrangements that you got to do, right? Sure, I got some gray hairs in his beard and it's on top of his head because of that. I done spent some major money to get some stuff out of the hole, right? And that news broke my back. They put me they didn't even took the courtesy to give me a call and say, hey, Law, we got some news to tell you about X, Y, and Z. They ruthless. They just send a text message over. You know, that other day when I said I had a family emergency, that was what it was. They sent a text message over, right? Saying, hey, your house is now under contract. Yeah. They did it wrong. But it is for what it is. Let me see if I can get back to football talking. But one day at a time, right? One movement at a time, brick by brick. And that's enough of my personal information. Boy, woo! Woo, son, you make me mad all over again. How can I get back to to talking to y'all? But I guess this is part of the program, too. Because I guess if you were to tune into the ESPN, the 3-letter, the 4-letter network, or somebody else under the syndicate channel, they say, hey, stick to sports. But life be lifing, y'all. Yeah, it's been some nights you can't even go to sleep because you be sitting there like, man. You be thinking of ways of how much stuff you would drive, you know what I'm saying, drive down that or to do some terrible stuff to a human being. You know what I'm saying? You think of like 1,000 ways to do something to get back at someone, right? Then you just say, hey, man, let me just pray, man. Let me just get back. Let me just pray, man, because I know he don't make no mistakes, right? But you do question those things. You be like, man, come on now, G-O-D. Come on, G-O-D. But I know for sure by me saying that, somebody else going through the same thing. Y'all don't have to. Make sure you set up a will. Make sure you have life insurance. Make sure you pull family members to the side, especially your loved one, and say, I know you don't want to talk about the time of death or all of this stuff, but we all going to taste that dirt and see that dirt. Let's get this business thing together. Let's make sure we have our beneficiaries aligned right and properly so that things can be all measured in giving out to the right people, right? That's there for you, right? Yeah, so make sure y'all do that. If y'all don't hear nothing else from me today, and take nothing else from me today, just know to have that moment with your loved ones. Pull them to the side and say, Mom, man, I love you. I would never do nothing harm for you. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about these policies. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this. At least have the conversation. Bring in an expert. Let them know that I ain't finna smother you with a pillow at night, but hey, at the end of the day, it's going to be a situation that we all going to have to see it. And my goal in life for my little ones is for me to go before them, right? But I make sure that if I'm going before them, they taken care of. Just know that, you know. All right. But wait, this ain't a Frenkel commercial. Yeah, Gaines, it's not. It's not a Frenkel commercial. But I know what I can do. The coach talked today, and they give me enough time to get things going so we can have this conversation of what the Cowboys need to do. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear audio.
Brian Todd Archer with ESPN. You guys didn't allow a sack to the Eagles. Now you're facing another pass rush that seems to be pretty good as well. How do you, when you have a young line, how do you tell them, like, hey, good job, but now get ready for these guys?
It's a humbling business, man. They know that. They each week has its own challenges, Todd, and this is an incredible front coming in here. They've obviously added, Abdul Carter, high draft pick, good player, but with, Dexter inside and Burns and Thibodeau and, I'm a big Bobby Okereke fan. I think he's.
Hey, can y'all hear that well? Put a 1 in the chat, Yeah, I do got a will and a trust now. Jeez, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we good now,
He's a hell of a football player.
I'm good. I'm just got to make sure everybody else good.
But I was proud of the guys last game. Again, wasn't perfect, but we played physical. That was the big thing that jumped off the film, even watching again with the players this morning, was how physical this football team played. And I think if we play as physical as we did the other night, we play with the discipline that we had the other night, then I think we'll feel good going into most weeks that we'll find a way to get a victory.
And Javonte, was that the touches that you want, like ultimately you'd like to see from him on a week-to-week basis, or is that something you think might rotate?
No, I think Javonte's kind of, he's clearly the starter right now. But again, we didn't have many attempts at the plate. I wish we could have gotten a few more attempts at the plate, and defense gave us a chance there late to put the game away with a win. And victory with a touchdown. We didn't do that, but I thought, overall, Javonte played the game the right way, man. If you watch him, he showed how physical he is as a runner, but also without the ball. We ran a little speed sweep. I think it was the second play of the game where he comes out and he's blocking Cooper DeJean, and then there's a chip on a 2 technique earlier in the game or at some point in the game, and I'm excited for Javonte.
No doubt. Got the first super chat of the hour. Appreciate you so much for your
JR
support.
$9.99. Caught last episode late, but thanks for saying it. Jerry, stay manipulating us out our position. Conversation shift from all in now to next year's our year when we trade our players for picks. # salute.
You're right, JR. Damn, Jerry's good. Jerry is really good. And just for context, let me see if I can pull this up. And granted, I know we don't want to talk about MP, but just for context, issue. Let's listen to this part too, though, of what Jerry said. And I'm only bringing this up for context so we can tie this in and move into this other conversational piece. But this is what Jerry said yesterday morning.
Decision last year when we agreed to make Dak Prescott the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. And everything that we had done prior to that relative to the makeup of the roster, the players we want to have over the next few years, all of that was oriented around a plan to keep Dak Prescott and keep him in the Dallas Cowboy fold over the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road. But in order to do that, he's got to have some players around him, not one. He's got to have several players around him. And therein lies the complete decision on trading Micah Parsons. We can't live with just one around Dak. We have to have many, and that allowed us to do it. Made that decision last year when we agreed to make Dak Prescott the highest paid player in the history of the NFL.
All right, so that is Jerry Jones, who I would give him flowers for this part of it, right? I want to keep it fair and balanced with what we got to say. I'm gonna beat him up just a little bit. I'm gonna beat him up just a little bit, but I'm giving him his flowers for at least pulling the trigger on this MP thing. But you don't have to lie to kick it to us, dog. You could have said, man, you know what? At the end of the day, I realized that there had been too much money, so that's why I sold them off so I can get some things back in return. But don't sit back here and tell us that this was the plan all along. Don't do that to us, because now it throws off the timeline, right? And the timeline and the proper time to do all of this, and I got to say this for you, and I know y'all don't want to hear this, but if you was going to move on and off from them, do that stuff before the draft. Right? We could have had more and more resources, more and more things for now. I want to win now. I don't give a dog. I may not be here next year, y'all. I may be gone. I may not be here 10 years from now. You may not be here. We trying to win now. It reminds me of the parable of the talents. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to dig up a hole and I'm just going to take my precious talent and I'm going to put it in the hole. And then next year, we're going to see what we can get in return. No. You got to be able to move now. And we came close to beating the Eagles. But we shouldn't be like, okay, well, we came close to beating the Eagles. That means that we are a good team. No, because the Eagles came close to losing. And the first thing they did was got an edge rusher. They picking up the phone, calling in other guys to help out their DB room, Mike Hilton. So what I'm trying to get at, y'all, is that don't y'all feel so high and mighty off of almost winning and giving this guy a pathway of saying, okay, we are fine and dandy. No, you got to, even when you're winning, you got to make it your mindset. And we haven't accomplished nothing. Some people right now think that we are already accomplished. We played a weaker Eagles team. without Jalen Carter, with them with a first-time offensive coordinator coordinating some stuff, right? So when the next time we see them, they're going to be in full force. They're going to have Zadarius and Jalen Carter there because I don't think he's going to spit on anybody, right? They're going to have another DB. So they're going to throw more and more things at us. So I don't want us to be complacent and be like, hey, man, we almost won. Go give us a gold star for us competing, for us to be in the same room with them. No. They're coming off a Super Bowl. No, it's a new year. That's why everybody has the same amount of cap space. Everybody got the same amount of ability to go out there to improve their team. So the anger should be throughout the entirety of the locker room saying that, yeah, we're going to get back to our winning ways. We should not lose games that we're supposed to win. But I don't want y'all to feel complacent. Especially when you're capable of doing better or winning. Some people are satisfied with a C when they come back with their school and grades and stuff. My little ones, they know better. They know better. Because of the bar of the expectations. They know not to bring no C home to me. And if they're capable of getting an A, they for damn sure know not to bring no B home to me. Because of the establishment of the expectations. I tell them this world don't care about you. It will chew you up and spit you out. This world is an evil world that we live in. I read where it says, woe unto this world. But people have the notion and the connotation to be acceptable of a D, to be acceptable of a C, to be acceptable of going through college, getting your education, and working a 9 to 5, making $10 an hour. There's people paying student loans right now, making $15 an hour. When they are capable of applying themselves to make at least $35, at least $45 an hour. But they settle, and I don't want you guys to settle. And you don't have to believe or take anything from me, but I'm telling y'all from what I know. So yes, I speak with a lot of an authority here. There's no docile when I'm talking. I have the final word. Because I established strength and establishment here. Structured. Well, let me get back to this. Boy, I'm feeling good already, boy. I'm feeling better already. I appreciate y'all.
What he brings to our offense.
John Machado with The Athletic. On the outside going into that game, it was kind of tough to know what you guys would be because of the new pieces, new coaching staff, not doing much in the preseason with a lot of those guys. Was there anything when you watched the film that maybe exceeded your expectations?
I wouldn't say exceeded our expectations, John. I mean, you know, we're a very confident group. I'm confident in the guys that we have in that locker room. I do think the physicality jumps off, but I'll also speak to the discipline. I mean, to go into that environment, it was loud. It was, as it should be, opening night of the NFL regular season 2025, and you know, our guys played discipline. We had the one pre-snap penalty, which is more on us as coaches with the 12 men on the field. And
accountability,
again,
I love that.
If you have that type of discipline, you play with that type of physical standard of football, and then you know you carry that into not beating yourselves. You know, we didn't really beat ourselves much. We didn't have a lot of penalties and.
Oh my God, my God, Big Amish in the chat, man. Don't milk the bull. Oh my gosh, I needed to. Boy, I can tell you just like me, man. Good old Southern. You know, oh my God, if you're from the South, don't milk the bull, man. Oh yeah. I'm stroking it. It ain't no milk coming out. It's a bull. You don't milk the bull, man. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man. Let me get back together. I needed that laugh. I needed that one.
A lot of self-inflicted wounds. The one turnover that cost us certainly, but the first thing that jumps out would be the physicality.
And then how'd you come out of the game health-wise?
Pretty good, pretty clean. For a physical game like that, like I just talked about the physicality, I think we should be in pretty good shape. I'll get an update here. We'll know a lot more come Wednesday.
Nick Harris for Star Telegram. Brian Daniel said yesterday after the Giants game that he wasn't necessarily committing to Russell Wilson as a starter. As far as prepping for two quarterbacks during the week, what does that look like for you guys? And is there much of a challenge that goes into that?
Well, first of all, Dave's a really good friend of mine. We were together with the Jets. He's never going to give you guys much. He's smart. He's been around Bill, Coach Belichick. But again, we've obviously, I know Russ very well. Won a lot of games together in Seattle. Can't wait to see him. And then, of course, there's video of Jackson from college in the preseason. Supposedly played great in the preseason. I didn't see that. So we'll be ready for both of them. But again, we're just starting our prep, and again, we'll see how they play. Supposedly they're going to have a package for Jackson yesterday, anyways.
And then with Marshawn Nealon, what's kind of seen or not seen behind the scenes as far as his work ethic goes, or whatever that prepares him for a situation on Thursday night where he had a good game?
Same guy every day, Nick. I mean, literally the same guy every day. The guy that the world saw run around on that football field and play physical and get the sack and chase things down. And he had a great strip attempt on Saquon that didn't come out. He is the same guy each and every single day, and that consistency, I talk about a lot up here, right? The consistency is what jumps off the film, even at someone like myself that's around them every day. And now it's like the league knows. The league knows how talented this young man is, but it's because of his work ethic, his love for the game of football, and he plays the game the right way. And you can't go into that game and not have confidence, knowing that he's a terrific young football player that's only going to continue to ascend.
Man, I ain't gonna even hold y'all, man. Marshawn Nealon, I think I see a lot of Cam Jordan in him. If you were to do a comp, I see a lot of that in him. I think we got us one right there. And if you guys got to see how Matt Eberflus, when I very first met him, and he was just talking about Nealon. He was like, man, that Nealon. I think that Nealon gonna be that. He gonna be one of them ones, basically. I really like Marshawn Nealon. From his hustle, from his personality, from his skill set, good heavy hands. He don't have a lot of bendability, but he got a real good shoulder dip, man. And subtle speed, man. If you really like defensive edge guys that can contain, I think that Nealon and Donovan Ezaraku, when Donovan, shout out to my guy Vach Lombardi and Sky and all of them, and Collier, I can go on and on, Boss Cowboys Sports and Big Game James and all of those boys. But Donovan Ezaraku, when he get that peanut butter in him, we like what he's doing this year. But next season, oh my gosh. I can literally say let's say around November, if all is well with him, by the way, when the game slows down. That brother got a lot of tools in that belt, man. Put Batman to shame. And you add both of those boys, Marshawn Nealon and Donovan Ezaraku, my goodness. I mean, he's going to be one of those guys, y'all. And then our other pieces, and we can say ancillary, but I think the Cowboys realize, man, James Houston needs some more snaps, right? We love when he came into the fold. I think if they were to have a reset button or a rewind button, they would say to themselves, Dante Fowler, come here right quick. Why don't you go run to the locker room, and I left a clipboard on top of the Gatorade. Go get that, In the meantime, we're gonna have Nealon taking reps for you, And by the time he get back, hey man, won't you go grab a seat over here on that pine? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna let the young guys get out here and do their thing, right? And that's what I like about these edge rushing guys, man. They are solid. They are solid. Not a lot of flash, but they are so solid, man. Donovan Ezaraku and Marshawn Nealon, and what he said with the praises with Nealon, I think that he's going to do really good in this system.
Tom
Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. You talked about with Mozzie, consistency is something you want to see. Some of the other younger guys who are game day inactives, like a Jaden Blue or Shamar James, what do they need to show you during the week to kind of continue to earn your trust and earn the trust of the staff?
You kind of answered your own question there, Tommy, because it is consistency. You know, at the end of the day, young players, it hits at different times.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll talk about, you know, Jaden. He's extremely talented. I mean, he really is talented, but there's a way you have to perform, especially with a mantra of compete every day. I mean, you know, if you're not putting it out there and you're not doing right every day, and if you take a step back on a Thursday, maybe he did great on Wednesday and on Thursday, I'm not saying he did, but that's going to get noticed. And this was an incredibly talented roster, and you have to earn your chance to get out there. It's not because I was the first overall pick of the draft or whatever it is. Like, there's got to be consistency, and I will speak to a guy like Tyler Booker. He's not been perfect. He didn't play perfect, but Tyler Booker has been very, very consistent. You know each and every day what you're going to get from Tyler Booker, and I think some of the young guys that were inactive, we've had those hard conversations with them. They understand where they need to go, and I have no question that they will respond to that. Will that be this week? I don't know. We'll see. But the cool thing for them is they can determine that. You know, and they might have a great week of practice, but because of numbers, they could be still inactive, or they could have a average week, and we end up needing them to step up because of different things that happen. But consistency is clearly the thing that we're always looking for with young players.
Scott.
Scott Dixon with the AP. I asked you last week a little bit about third QBs. I had one follow-up. Now that you've played a game without the emergency QB, and you've had...
All right. Holly says, hey, Law, watching Osa say Brady was predictable out of the huddle, and that's how they beat him in the Super Bowl. Huh? Osai? Who's that? Do you think there may be predictability coming out of the huddle with Dallas? Who is that? Somebody? Osa Umanor? How you say that man's name? Is that who you talking about? And I know it's off subject, but I just want to be able to keep engaged with some of my top engagers there. Holly, I just look at it like this. We were very predictable with the Garrett administration. We were very predictable with Mike McCarthy. But, man, if you go back and just watch this offense now with the motions and being able to disguise a few things, it's gonna help us. Like, from a wide receiver perspective, only if Lamb were able to catch those balls, we would have been looking at this from a whole different point of view. And that's why the Eagles made the move that they made, because they understood, you know. Yeah, the Giants, OC. Yeah, OC. Yeah. I get what you're saying now. This offense is just night and day from what the Patriots were able to do, right? And shout out to the Patriots defense, because they were just phenomenal on helping Tom Brady to be that dude, you know. But when I look back at these variations of offense here, we are right there. All I'm saying is, if Jadon Blue, and I know we only have a Costco sample size with Miles Sanders, and he fumbled the ball and he got caught from behind. But if the 1-2 combination punch from Javonte Williams and Blue can be similar almost to what Montgomery and Gibbs were able to do, I'm okay. But if Jadon Blue is not active in this game, right, coming up versus the Giants, and if they roll out Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, you know, I'm gonna look at this team a whole lot different, right? Because at some point, I want grace and mercy but sometimes you can be a little too graceful, right? You know, you got to at least have some fire, some brimstone, right? So, and here's my other part of it. If Mozzie is another healthy scratch, right? If they scratch him and say, hey, you know, we're going to put you on the bench, ride the pine for your mind, and they already showed their hands when they had a 7th-round draft pick, Jay Toya, starting over him, right, or being able to be active over him, then I want the Cowboys and I want all of you guys to light that fire under the front office on Twitter, because that's where they really check out and they read the reports, not necessarily YouTube, but on Twitter they read the reports. I want us to be like, hey, if we're not going to use him, then move him, right? Let's get something back in return for him, right? There should be a team out there that can utilize him. I don't want to play the game of, well, what if somebody get hurt and then we can insert him in? No, he's a first-round draft pick, and he's not playing for you. So move on from it. That's all I'm saying. And get something back in return. A 6th round, a 7th round, or something, man. An 8th round. We don't even have that. You know what I'm saying? A 9th round pick or something. Get something back. Some nachos. Put some cheese, man. Some cheese with mine. Get something back in return. But just don't have dead weight there, right? That position, you can add another player to help us alleviate something. Yeah. Seabass says Javante and Blue. Yeah, it better be that. No mercy Sunday, right? We don't have the luxury to fall behind 0-2 in this division. We don't have that. Yeah, 9th round pick.
You've indicated that you have emergency QB plans if you don't want to share. Do you think the league still needs that 3rd QB provision on game day, or is that maybe an overreaction to that playoff game?
Yeah, probably. Again, I go back and forth. I literally, you ask the questions.
Man, I ain't going to even lie. I wish I could just fast forward, but I don't know where this thing is going to take me because it's live over there. But that's a waste of a question to ask about a 3rd-string quarterback. Dog, we going into week 2. No offense to whoever the reporter is. But we talking about a 3rd-string quarterback? Are you serious? You know, I'm muting myself when I curse now. So y'all little kids won't be mad at me. Are you been serious? You know, move on. You talking about a 3rd-string quarterback. That's the best question you can come up with.
My mind is processing. It'd be great to be able to have 3 guys active just in case. But they certainly, have done the studies and know kind of what they're looking for. But, last year we obviously with Trey Lance, we carried the 3 and, there's limitations of when they can go in and when they go in, how it looks. But we're all dealt with the same cards, and you decide how you want to use your roster. And, again, to steal a line from Tom Moore, I remember when I was in New York, he came and was a consultant with us, and he always talked about, Peyton Manning. And he said, you see number 18 in there? And I was like, yeah, we were watching some Colts film. And he's like, well, if he's not in there, we're basically effed. And I would do Tom's voice, but it was just great. And I was just kind of like, interesting comment. But, look, at the end of the day, this is a quarterback-driven business, man. And so the biggest thing for me is that you should always be trying to develop your quarterbacks. And if you're forced to play your 3rd or your 4th quarterback, it could be a tough road.
Go.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. One more question about Marshawn Nealon. Obviously, Marcus Lawrence was going to be a pending free agent. This guy used a 2nd-round pick on. What did you see from Marshawn Nealon?
In the heart of the city, the beat never sleeps. We're all chasing our dreams on the
Marshawn is it?
They didn't threw that commercial in there. All right, so somebody asked me about Tolbert. I saw some plays out there with Pickens loafing, right? I get it. He was considered to be your quote unquote your number 1A, 1B wide receiver. I get that. I absolutely gave Pickens a little pass. He's new to this team. And I'm trying not to cuss because I'm still edgy. But Tolbert had no excuses of loafing. He had no excuses to take plays off. He got to set that block down the field. He got one on his chest. You can't do that, Tolbert. You can't do that. At least we know that Pickens got a little dog in him. That play off to the edge, if he set his block right, Kevontae Turpin might have been able to score a touchdown. So Tolbert to me, when I went back and saw that on film, I wish I can pull it up. When I went back and saw that on film, I'm sitting there like, come on, man. We can't have now I get it. I get Pickens. I gave him a little path. But this week, he better not do that. But we can't have two of them. You got two guys moping around, concrete blocks for feet, not playing through the echoes of the whistle. I need for Coach to be in his you-know-what and saying, snap this stuff together. Now let me see that again. Because you got to be able to kill that before it spread. You got to eradicate that before it spread. We need an upbeat wide receiver. Nobody with the Jalen O'Chin with their head down because they're not getting the ball. And one thing I can't have is I've seen CeeDee Lamb do it before. And we know that Pickens can do it. And we just saw Tolbert. You can't have your three wide receivers when you are one possession away moping. Now, I know we want to talk good stuff, but at some point, coaches got to call that out and say, hey, you got to be in good spirit out there. This ain't no pillar talk conversation. Play through that echoes of the whistle. Drive down, block that man to the ground. Don't be standing tall. And that's how you get hurt, too. I'm not complaining. I'm explaining, y'all. I'm explaining what's going on. I'm not complaining about Tolbert and Pickens. Body language is a major thing out there on the field, playing through the echoes of the whistle. Kevontae Turpin ain't no more bigger than 150 pounds. And Tolbert, all he had to do is just get in the way so that 150 pounds can get upfield. Everybody, team, together everybody achieves more. If you mope, you got to milk the bull, you know. And trust me, sugar is not coming out of that bull.
A sponge, and he learns from everybody. But like I think D-Law did a great job really leaning into him last year. And, you know, they are very similar. The play style, the aggressiveness, the violence in their hands, and the instincts that they play on. Again, I think that's what we're trying to build, you know, and I think meaning when practice ends today, I hope there's a handful of our veterans, there normally is, that stay out there with a young guy or two to lean into them. Not just because we want you guys to see it on camera, it's because it's going to help us. Is it going to help us this week? I don't know. But it sure as hell is going to help us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks down the line. And so we have the right type of culture. And when you have your veteran players, again, going back, staying out there and spending time with your young players, I think that's a huge advantage. And, you know, I've seen it with multiple of our vets.
Dak obviously prioritized using his legs this offseason, mobility, kind of trying to train that up again. You guys didn't allow a sack, but there were pressures. How much of that is a testament to what Dak was able to do from his mobility standpoint, and what did you see from that work in the offseason kind of translated?
Well, number one, he looks great. Just, you know, physically he looks great, but, you know, pass protections, it incorporates everybody. You know, it incorporates the receivers getting open. It incorporates him making good decisions. It's obviously the pass protection unit as a whole. It's the running back. So it's really not just one thing. But that's a very, very good front that we played, and you know, they've got the ability to affect passers, and I think, you know, for the most part we did a really, really good job of going through our progressions, getting the ball out of our hand. But when he had to move, he moved, and he moved well.
Garrett
Podell, CBS Sports. Brian, George Pickens, he had 4 targets in the last game. Was that a game plan thing, or is that more Dak's first game back and he's just really excited to throw 13 to CeeDee Lamb?
No, again, you know, each week's going to be different. You know, Garrett, I mean, George is an incredible player. They call to him quite a bit, but you know, each week's going to be different, and you never go in and say, okay, hey, well, you get 13 or 14 this week, and you get 4. Like, we never do that. Really, the ball kind of goes, you know, certain spots. Looking back at the film, you know, even watching with Dak a little bit ago, there was 1 or 2 potential possibilities where the ball should have gone to George. And the cool thing about George is, like I said, he was so into the game. You know, like, he affects the game in a good way. And
don't put too much cover over
now.
now.
I never felt one time like he was pressing, which is a great thing.
What is the conversation like, you know, entering this week, new player like him, contract year, wide receiver, where they kind of have to ask for the ball? What's that like, you, the play caller, going to a receiver like that?
That's a good question.
Talking after a week where it's only that kind of number.
Well, it's funny, and I didn't have it with George. I should have probably had it with George, but I showed CD before the game all of his targets. So on the back of your call sheet, you've got to get the ball to certain people, and like it was like this. Okay, CD, look at all your targets, and then literally George's was right below him. I was like, okay, then look at all of George's targets. So it's like, obviously the way we're designing the game plan is to feature your playmakers. And
I can't fault that.
It's very evident that those 2 guys are elite players. I think that's why Vic and those guys played us the way they did. That's why I think the running game is so important, because I think we're going to see quite a bit of split safety or shell coverage, because they're going to respect our guys on the outside, because if you play them one-on-one, you know, the defense is at a disadvantage. So, again, it's more of them just knowing, hey, we see you. We know you're a great player. We're going to try to get you the ball as much as possible. But like I've always said, there's only one ball to go around. And a lot of it is, again, the 2 of them have such a great relationship that George was happy for CD with his production. And guess what? This week when it flips, CD will be happy for George, and vice versa.
Yeah. Got a super chat, and like you said, it ain't no fun if the homie can't have none. You gotta let the homie get some too now, CD. At least give him a chance to drop the ball, right? You know, you drop the ball, CD. Yes, indeed. JD from DC states, for the $4.99 for your mind. Dang, his name is George now, and not GP. How will we be calling 4 if he keeps acting up? Laughing out loud. George! I don't know, man. I think he's still a dog, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know. 4 targets, 3 catches, man. The directions of that points to, hey, at least if it's not working on one end, start working the other end, right? And I think that the way and the flow was going, like I said, if 88 just hold on to it, we have a whole different tune and a mindset of this game. But 4 to 88 didn't connect like we wanted to, and we saw the results of that. So hopefully in this game, right, we still going up against some porous DBs. Let's get it. And the Washington team, that other little running back that they had, averaged 8.2 yards per run on the Giants. And all of those folks that was combating against us about Abdul Carter, and we were saying that Donovan Ezaraku had a better performance even from college than Abdul Carter. It was very, very much so noticeable even in this game, right? In the past game, if you watched the Giants game. Show of hands if you watched the Giants versus Washington. Let me know in the chat. But I'm going to tell y'all, like, Abdul Carter, you better keep that same energy. You better play the same way you played against the damn Washington. You better play the same. Better not all of a sudden. Because that's one thing I can say, though. When teams play us, they don't be looking like that. They say, oh, shoot, we got to play Dallas. You know, they going to be on their best behavior. So we got to make sure that we don't take these boys lightly. And, yes, I want Russell Wilson. I don't want Jackson Dart. I think that Dart got the escapability, and he can run a little bit, and he got a wild arm. They can sling it down the field, and I don't want all of that. You know, I want to go up against Russell. Yeah, that's who I want. Yeah, I want Russell. Yeah. I'm still mad at Russell for what he did to us back in the days, too. I want him.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio on 105.3 The Fan. I want to go back to quarterback for just a moment and your knowledge of Russell Wilson. Even after all these years and he's not surrounded by what he used to be, what is it that you most appreciate about his game?
Oh, man, that's a great question. It's probably a long answer. One of the greatest deep ball throwers I've ever been around, Christy. This guy's ability to just drop the ball in the bucket and put the perfect amount of air to the receiver that it was intended to. What do I mean by that? Like Tyler Lockett was a 4.25 guy, probably still runs pretty damn fast. So he would put a little bit more air up underneath it and let Tyler go track it, whereas DK, he would throw it a little bit flatter, but it didn't matter who he was throwing it to. He just was probably one of the best deep ball throwers I've ever been around. The ability to extend plays when I was with him was incredible. He just was a great improviser, and that's what our game's become. I mean, our game is, sitting around, watching the games last night, watching Lamar and Josh play, man. It's like, if you can't move around and make plays in this league, it's you're outgunned a little bit. So those are the first two things that pop out. Excited to see Russ. I'm actually mad. I got to reach out to him because Tad over here, my man Tad, he's got on more. So Russ has a shoe brand called Good Man. It's a clothing line, and Tad's got like 9 pair. Show them off, Tad. So Russ, if you see this, I'm losing to Tad. So please send some Good Man shoes. I'm happy to pay, but it'll be great to see him.
You're turn it on, leave it on.
Turn it on, leave it on. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan. Bump that. You can give them Good Man shoes after we done beat a mud hole in Russell Wilson. Yeah, I want to beat him down, Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He can have his lady and everybody up there in the stand, in the stadium, doing the 1-2 step. That's what we want to send them to. 1-2 step on the field. That's what we looking for. The next part of the conversation is that they did a great job of inserting Jerry Jones' son, Stephen Jones. And we're going to listen to that, and then we going to get the show going. But before we do that, if it don't smell right and you've been up all night, let me tell you, you wash your body, right? And then you apply this cream on you, and it will help you out in the best way possible. And it can survive on your body up to 72 hours, man. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, just listen closely. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control. All right, I got it. I got up out of there before. Let's go, man. Let's go. I got up out of there. So make sure that you use Mando for odor control and be in control of your body odor. And body odor is something that you want to, be in control of, right? Smell good when you have Mando all over your body. On top of that, if you need to get percentages off up to 40%, use promo code LAW. It will work, I guarantee. Let's get it.
Have a lot of confidence in the guys who get involved in that. I obviously don't have my finger in the middle of whether a player's suspended or not. We've got a great group of guys who know what we expect, and when it comes to sportsmanship, when it comes to these type of things, and I know they'll make the right call, and I'll be supportive of it.
Can we all agree?
Oh, my guy Paul says a cream deodorant. At the end of the day, it's the invisible cream. It come out, smoothly, but it's invisible. Before I go into this conversation, they're talking about the spit gate. And one of the fools that I got to play right here, and I know Eric Oldhead, Young Bull, is in the building, but I got to play this fool because I got to tell him to lean forward. Not you, Eric, but this guy right here who's a bona fide fool. You know what I'm saying? Pre-slap. Let me see if I get back to him. Let me see if we can get back to him right here.
The league is going to suspend Jalen Carter. They need to go ahead and suspend Dak's ass too. Now
let me just tell him to lean forward. And slapped them all them times.
They both spit. One spit on one spit at the other. The film is out there for everybody to see. So what I'm hoping is that there is no suspension. Go ahead and find your guys, do what you got to do, and let's watch this and move on. Jalen Carter's just got to be smart enough to know that you're being baited. This is where you lose leadership. When you lose a guy like Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, and the Kobe Dean's not on the field, and you lose a guy like, Darius Slay, because somebody should have been pulling him by the back of his jockstrap, telling him to get his ass back in the huddle. You got no business over there talking to Dak. If the league is going to suspend Jalen Carter, they need to go ahead and suspend Dak's ass too.
That's got to be the craziest. It's a major difference in spitting on the ground. I know we talked about this for way too long, right? To talk about some spit, But at the end of the day, it's a difference, a major difference of spitting on the ground and then somebody watching you and then you wink in your eyes and say, yeah, what's up? What you going to do about it? And go back to your huddle, right? Versus a guy that walks to your huddle, right? And expecting nothing to happen. Granted, I love the fact that the composure was with our front five because we had a personal and private conversation going on. And Carter walked up to Dak Prescott to proceed to spit on him. Right? So there's a difference in those particular categories. Difference. I don't know why people think that if Dak spit and Carter was 5 to maybe 7 yards away, it don't matter even if it was at the direction of him. It went straight to the ground and he wasn't having his eyes on Carter while he was spitting. It's a major difference. So, yeah. Four lashes. Yeah, that's 4 lashes for that fella right there. Man, get out of here talking about both of them should be suspended. When I see everybody spit, people got tobacco and everything in their mouth and everything. But let me get back to this over here. Boy, that boy crazy.
Though that spitting on somebody's just gross.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would defend that. I don't think he did either, the player. And it's an emotional game, and sometimes you do things that you'd like to have back. I'm sure you'd like to have that back, and that's just not something we want in our game. And I think the whole league knows. Every head coach and every head coach has certainly verbalized it to their team that sportsmanship's a big part of, improving on sportsmanship's a big part of what we want from our players on the field. And every head coach is responsible for it. And above and beyond all that, ownership's responsible for it all. We expect guys to show sportsmanship, and when they don't, there's going to be flags, and I think we've already seen it. Whether it's taunting, whether it's whatever it may be, we expect our guys to play the game the right way and respect one another.
I think that and I could be 1,000% wrong. The taunting thing is ridiculous. Man, you make a play, of course you want to flex. And I get it, you don't want to do it over somebody. But they called too many rules on this taunting thing all this week. Dial that back a little bit. NFL. And the whole spit thing, this is my thoughts on it. Carter done already had his game out. Let's not recycle this news for clicks and views. He set out game one. If you're going to find him a little money, right? So it won't happen again. But let his butt play next week. That's my thoughts on it. And be done with it, right? And if you're going to find him, make it public, right? But whoever the owner over there in Eagles land, just pay that stuff back off. Here you go, man. Here go a few dollars, man. Why don't you just chill out? We're going to make it public. That's how good PR is supposed to work. We're going to make it public that we find you, right? You done missed the game already, and we be done. No more spit stuff, because people going to be like, dang, you're going to miss out on the game. You're going to miss out on some money. Let's get this thing moving, right? And then you just pay them back on the back end, so we can get it on. Because I don't want to hear no more about spitting. But the NFL is a little ridiculous over these little taunts and stuff. You pop somebody, of course you want to get that up out of you. Stop all this old crazy flag. They make football too soft these days.
It sounds like, listening to Shoddy, y'all walked out of the season opener relatively injury-free. Is that a fair way to put it?
Yes, I think it's a very fair way. We got a few guys that when you play a physical game like we play, like our players play, it's a physical game, and you're going to have some bumps and bruises. But for the most part, I think we came through the game to where everybody's going to be expected to play in the next game, and that's always a plus, because this is a very physical game that these guys obviously go to work every day and play, and certainly hats off to them for the way they do their job, but I think we did come through the game well.
Talking about the physicality, you were also just talking about the emotion of the game. Did you appreciate CeeDee Lamb? I know he would love to make those catches, but being very out front about how he needs to be better with the media, and then immediately being back at the facility to try to make sure that doesn't happen again.
No doubt. Lamb got to catch some balls, man. Hey, man, football is football, man. I've seen football quarterbacks. They lick their hands before I forgot what quarterback it was, but every game he lick his hands just to get a good grip of the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty, but he be throwing spitballs, man. That saliva and spit is all over the football, but he does it, and it'd be like, damn, man, he gonna catch something. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. I forgot what quarterback. It could be John Elway, it could be Troy. I forgot who. It could have been Peyton Manning. Them jokers, they sure you think sure they lick their hands before they throw that football. Yeah, go back and watch, man. This is a gladiator type of sports. At the bottom, have you ever been? I don't know if y'all ever played ball. It was Drew Brees. Okay, it was Drew Brees. I'm talking about he licked from a that boy licked the whole hand. I'm like, dog, you don't just do the tips. Yeah, right at it. I said, damn, man. You gonna catch some, your mouth gonna fall off. Yeah. And if you ever been under that huddle, they do, look, They do some craziest stuff, man, the tickler. These hands right here, man, they funnel you all over. They're trying to find a way. They all in your crack, everything, for real. It's a lot of stuff. Y'all think that people, when they up under that huddle and they get landed on, it ain't no, hey, man, we just going to help you up. No, they be tickling and feeling all over you, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they do the tickler. And there's some visual evidence what Zesty Wilkins do, But that's not even uncommon. That's common.
I expect nothing less from CD. He's a class act. He does everything the right way. He busts his ass every day in practice.
There you go.
I know one thing. He's going to make a whole lot more plays to win us games than he doesn't. So I have 100% confidence in what he stands for. Doesn't surprise me a bit that he was back on his day off on a jugs machine. He's driven to be great, and that's why we love to have CD on our football team.
Yeah, I think we were kind of saying the same thing as we don't expect something like that to happen from him again. Steven, Dak seemed to have, in my opinion, a different energy about him on Thursday, and some of the other guys seemed to have an edge that I thought maybe they lacked last year. Did you notice that kind of edge whenever you were watching these guys, and do you credit a lot of that to Shoddy's coaching style?
100%. There's no doubt. I thought we had an edge. I thought the locker room was in a great place. I thought we did most things the right way. I think this is
no. Triple A.
Embrace the journey, where each moment turns into a...
I think it's all in.
Triple A gonna have to reach out to me. Hey, man, football is just what it is, man. Football is nasty. It ain't no nice place, man. It is nasty. It's nasty. You can go into a locker room, and some of them ladies don't even understand. In the shower, there's people that instead of doing number one, they would do whole number two in the shower, standing straight up. Man, I don't want to get out right now, man. Hey, man, hey. Whole number two, standing straight up in the shower. It's a nasty sport, man. People are nasty, bro.
Front of this team, and I give Coach Shoddy 100% credit for that. I mean, he's certainly delivering a message that's authentic. The energy's there. It translates through to his staff, to the players, and I think everybody, if you watch that football game, it's hard not to feel it, and I think it's going to continue, and like I said, it's authentic, and I think Dak's the number one ringleader. He's the leader of this football team, and certainly what Shoddy wants to get done translates right through his quarterback, and you see that in the way they get after it on the field. We just got to, I think, both those two be the first to say, hey, at the end of the day, it's all about, we're 0-1, not 1-0, and that's the finality of it.
Do you have a general philosophy, or does the team have a general philosophy about negotiating contracts during the season? Because we were all curious about Tyler Smith, of course, and if there's any traction there. Does that cut off at the beginning of the regular season, or is it always open for business?
Yeah, we don't have any hard and final deadlines on contracts. I mean, if we did a contract 8 games into the season, so be it. I will say this. I love the thought process of most of the players that we draft is they like to keep their mind on their business, but it still doesn't mean we can't get a guy like Tyler Smith done, here early, and certainly we'd be all for it, but we also respect when players want to get down to business and
let me see how much money we got
on the task at hand. But we're all about keeping our great players, and guys who want to be Cowboys and be a part of something special. That's what we're about.
Do you feel like you guys have moved into advanced talks with Tyler Smith's people at all?
Yeah, it's unfair for me to comment. I mean, any further than I have. Don't want to get into any detail. When deals get done, they get announced and they're done, and people go about their business. You hope it doesn't change anything, because that's why you want to give a guy a contract, is what he's all about. And certainly Tyler's all about the right things, and we'd love to have him here.
Jerry did say multiple times that the Micah trade was worth 5 players. I was really wishing he'd say, like what he said about Jimmy Johnson, 5 Heisman players, but he didn't go that far, and I appreciate it. But is that a mixture of signing your own and other additions to the roster? Or are you looking at those picks and going, no, we can add a lot of other things to this?
Yeah, I mean, this game's about resources, and certainly resources come in different packages. You get draft picks, you get players, and you get resources to sign players, and that's the way we look at this. And we wish Micah nothing but the best. He's a Packer.
Nothing but the best.
We can't talk about him now, and we're worried about what we do and where our future, where we are today, and where our future is. And I know Kenny Clark did. Mm-hmm. He was one of our top performers in the game, and thrilled to have him wearing the star.
Yeah, I like seeing a beast like that in the middle. How much more is there for Javonte in this offense, and also how was Sanders after that fumble?
I think Sanders will be fine. He's a pro, and obviously that game meant a lot to him. I mean, he played there before.
It did. It meant a lot to him. He still got Eagles blood in him, It meant a lot to him. It meant a lot to him. You said it, Stephen. Yeah, it meant a lot to him. He says, Eagles, I'm going to give you one more win. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, boy. He was the equalizer. Not to beat him up, but to beat him up. Man, how you get caught from behind, man? You supposed to been able to hit your head on a goalpost, man. That game meant a whole lot to him. Let me stop being Miles Sanders people reached out to me, man. Like, hey, man, it was just one game, man. Cowboy fans, that's how y'all act. That's the reason why I like, man. I ain't gonna call him Sanders, man. Y'all all in y'all feelings. That's the part of being like in my spot, in my space. Like, man, I can't even talk freely no more, man. Y'all be snipping stuff and dry snitching, sending stuff to family members and stuff. Yeah, y'all sent all of that stuff to Tyler Guyton people last year, and then I bumped into TJ people, and he're like, yeah. I like you, though. You know what I'm saying? At least you were fair and balanced. But, man, you gave my son a hard time, man. I said, yeah, that's what I do here, man. So I said, all right, I'm gonna put some kid gloves on him now. He said, nah. Keep that. We all respect that. So some people embrace it. Some people get in their feelings with it, But y'all stop dry snitching on me, man. Y'all stop clipping these things and sending it over to the family members and stuff. Y'all stop doing that. But he should have not been caught from behind, and he shouldn't have fumbled that ball. So it's going to take me a minute. It's going to take me a minute to want to see him back out there with my number, too. 20. He had 24 on.
He's wanting to make great plays. Hats off. He'll rebound from that, and no one wants to have success more than he does. And then as far as Javonte, I think everybody saw why we hadn't had a concern at the running back position, whether it's him, Sanders, and I think it's all in front of Jaden Blue and Lepke. I think we got a great crew back there, but Javonte is a man's man. He's a pro. He's going to get the job done for us this year, and we're thrilled to have him on our football team, and I think it's only going to get better for him.
I was also kind of curious. I liked what I saw from Tyler Guyton. I know there's still a lot of room for improvement and room to grow there, but what did you think after his performance?
Well, he has all the tools, and everybody comes along at different paces. he had some growing pains last year. We get it, but he's a totally different player than he was last year in terms of his maturity and grasp on the game. And I think it's all in front of him. He's got everything you want. He's got the length. He's got the athletic ability. He's got the size, and he's got the right football character to be a great player. And I think all you're going to do is see Tyler Guyton along with Tyler Booker, along with the rest of that offensive line.
You've got the rest of the names.
On the defensive line, you talked about having an asset like Kenny Clark, and obviously you got the 2 other first-round draft picks. Is there any truth to the story out there that perhaps Philly was offering 2 more assets in a 3rd and a 5th-round pick?
That's all in our rearview mirror. All we're worried about is our future.
Yeah.
We're worried about Kenny Clark and what the future holds for the Dallas Cowboys. What happened in the past is in the past, and we need to go win a football game. That's
Boosie.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Naysayer, y'all just done did a whole documentary. And now he want to talk about what happened in the past. Stay in the past. Man, we just did a whole offseason talking about the past. We talked about the 90s boys. Oh, my God. Now you want to keep it in the past. So from this day forward, I bet not hear not one thing about the 90s, about the early 2000s. Yeah, none of this stuff. Not for the 99 and the 2000. We better not hear none of this stuff. Talking about it's all in the past. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing in the past. From this day forward, we talking about future talk, Stephen. Yeah.
our first priority, and we got to do better and just play well. We got to go win a football game, and I know that's the way Coach Schottenheimer feels about it. I know the way his staff and our football team and our organization feels. We got to win a football game.
You guys have a divisional rival this weekend in the Giants. In addition to the game, you told us about contracts earlier. Do you or does the organization have a hard and fast rule about potentially trading players in the future to a division rival?
Yeah, I mean, there's no hard and fast on anything. We've made a trade. We made a big trade with Philly before in the first round.
Yellow.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. We appreciate the time as always. Good sir. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Hello.
There you go, Stephen Jones right there on 105.
He had to go pee. All right, so, man, shout out to them, man. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan so that you guys can rewind and listen to the fullness of that podcast. They're doing an unbelievable job. They are experts at that. Y'all be sure. He got up out of there, didn't he? He like, man, I got to go pee, man. I got to get up out of here. Yes, indeed. All right, so that's the link right there to hit them up and get things moving and grooving. We do have a few time. I'm trying to get out of here about 2:15-ish. So let's go ahead and open up the phone lines, make sure everybody's okay with that. And let's get focused and get into the Cowboys versus the Giants. Before we do that, let's make sure that this is who we up against right here, the Giants. I smell lunch meat, man. Oh, my gosh, man. Potted meat, sardines. We better be eating some good old food this week, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everybody got bad grades, man, over here on this offensive line. Yeah. Runyon, he's still playing. God, dog, how many years he been in the league? Is that still John Runyon? Oh, yeah, okay, okay. He drafted in 2020. Okay. He not that old. I thought he was the other Runyon, I guess. Whew. James Hudson. Ooh-wee. Boy, we needed this game. Why we couldn't play the Giants week 1 and then play the Eagles this week? Oh, my God. We needed a little ramp-up time. Yeah, 2012. Boy, we going to run through this Van Roten. Oh, my gosh, boy. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Boy, it's going to be worth beating the brakes off of these guys. They only got one guy. They got one guy we got a game plan around, Malik Neighbors. Oh, my goodness. This should be a situation. Boy. All right. And then on defense, of course, they still got D-Law. You got Thibodeau and Bobby Okorike. How you say that man's name? Oh, my gosh, man. The score should be 40. The score should be 40-10. Cowboys. I think and I'm not trying to just overtalk. I'm trying not to just talk too much positive into this, but I'm guaranteed. I guarantee last game. Oh, that's his son. God dog, boy, Runyon. Dang. All right. But I'm going to say this, though. Appreciate your action. Now I'm guaranteed. Look, I guaranteed that we were going to win last week. We lost, right? But we technically Cowboys versus Cowboys last week. I ain't going to go into detail. But this year, man, this week, I want to stump a big mud hole in these Giants. A giant-sized mud hole. Yeah, shoot. I want to see us pierce 40. We should put 40 points up there, right? And if you're in the Dallas area, man, and if you're driving around and somebody heard that and they swerve and they hit you, let me tell you what you need to do.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
Call my phone.
That's 214 or 817. And all of the threes you can dial. This should be like the Ohio State versus Grambling, 73-0. I feel you. But neither here nor there. If you're driving around Dallas and if you need someone to take care of your case because someone ran into you, visit FrenkelFirm.com, and they have over 100 years of experience combined. Keep this into your mental mindset, ladies and gentlemen. They know the terrain. They know the area. They are based out of here in the heart of Dallas, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to grind and shine. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind.
There are 5 participants in the conference.
5 participants from the 901. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Shout out Law Nation.
Yeah.
Shout out Memphis. Shout out Dak. Shout out to the O-line. Shout out to the D-line. Memphis in the house.
Yeah. Memphis Tennessee in the building, man. So what you got for me today?
Nothing too much. I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through. Much love to you. Hearts goes out to you. But I don't know. You tell me what you think. Looking across the whole board, watching all the games. Shout out to the Sunday ticket too.
Commercial free.
Ravens.
Oh my gosh. Epic meltdown. Oh my gosh. 41-40. Yeah, I'm looking at it like, ain't no way in the world Joshua Allen get back. And then when they started coming back, I was like, watch what they're going to spend this. The greatest thing ever since sliced bread. Josh Allen takes the team all the way, put the team on his back and win. And it's exactly what it looked like, too.
I'm not going to hold you too long. I just want to know your thoughts. How can we stack up against those teams? That's what I see. Even Patrick Mahomes coming here for Thanksgiving. Patrick Mahomes, man, he was making plays too. He was running around making plays. Herbert, we got to see Herbert. We got to see Geno. I don't know. That's all I got for you. Memphis in the house, I'm out.
Memphis Tennessee in the building, man. Appreciate you, fam. All right, so this is how we got to stack up against those boys. by that time we play Kansas City or the Chargers, we should already have our identity on the table. We are not going through an identity crisis, but we going through we terraforming. Y'all remember when you watch Superman and the people from Superman planet, they were trying to terraform the earth, right? And they were trying to remake the earth like it was from where they were originally from. And that's what's going on now. We are terraforming the Cowboys, meaning that we are trying to change out some of the olden ways. Like, if there's ever a way for us to lose, would have been the Cowboys' way for us to lose, right? A crazy tip ball or a bouncing of the football is oblong. It goes a crazy way. So we're trying to figure out who's our dogs, who can get behind these plans of actions, who can run in between the splits, and we're doing that. We're learning on the fly, basically. So here's my checklist. Sanborn, he shouldn't get the amount of snaps that he got last game. To that point, Damone Clark, not Kenny. He shouldn't get those reps of like what he had last week. There should be more and more things for Mears Learfowl. Also, with that, got to keep in mind, by us making that trade so late, my guy Kenny Clark, he played phenomenal, but he's still learning on how he can play with Osa, how he can play with Solomon Thomas, how he can fit in within the confines of this system. So all of those ingredients count. So by that time we play some of those better teams down the stretch, we wouldn't have Sanborn and Damone Clark out there, or we should have a more healthy version of a Trayvon Diggs, right? We should have a better play out of our secondary, especially Kyer Elam, right? So all of those things plays a major role, and I think that we are heading into those right directions. I got Poindexter, then I got 100 grand, and then I got MJ. All right, so from the 409, what's on your mind?
Hey, man, I heard your diatribe yesterday, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would tell you this. I'm always be for this team, and I'm always be cheering for them. But the diabolical shit that the goddamn cracker redneck motherfucking bastard Jerry Jones do every year cripples this team. And then he's had, same thing with the Michael Parsons thing.
I don't just talk.
When everybody's talking about going back to it, because it is a landmark event. It's one of those landmark events, just not paying Dak, not paying CD, not getting the free agents that was out there to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Saquon Barkley could have been on this team. We always try to bait and switch. Oh yeah, we traded Micah, but we got Kenny Clark. We could have had both. We could have had a D tackle. We could have had Michael Parsons on the team.
Yeah.
Hell, we could have had Amari Cooper on the damn team. Because Amari Cooper was the one that C.D. Lamb talked about. I would think that C.D. Lamb's concentration would be better with Amari Cooper on the team. That calms him down. That has that. People don't understand about leadership. About when you hear C.D. talk so glowingly about Amari Cooper, you can tell that this man did something to help his game. C.D. Lamb, when he came in, that was one thing that he did.
Right.
That people that I knew, that he would drop a ball. He dropped some big balls before. This ain't the first time C.D.'s done this here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Poindexter. Here's the point. Here's the point. Since 2020, he lead the leagues in drops. C.D. Lamb he's a concentration type of guy, and of course you got to feed him, get him in rhythm, and these sorts of things. So hopefully he got all of his drop season out the way. But overall, I get exactly what you're saying with Jerry Jones. It's not as if though this team is lack of talent, but it's just those one or two moves that we move a little too late that keep us from making those deep runs, and that's something that we can see with our natural eyes, that this team is being operated and run like a family business. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with it, But most of the time, there are things that we could have been so much further advanced if we just do the little things, but we don't do it, unfortunately.
Yes, and that's what I was saying. That's what came out of you yesterday, because we go through this bullshit every year. Now, we're going to cheer for our team. Yeah. We're going to hope that Shotty is that savant of a coach, because I think they had a really good first game. And when we talk about moral victories, as fans, we can call moral victories. But as a team, we talk about wins. You got to win those games. And, you know, and when we fall just short, that's when all of those moves that we talk about are magnified. That's when it's magnified. When people say, oh, late in the season, oh, we was one play short. No, we was one move short back in motherfucking March. That's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference with this team. That's what's making the difference with this team. Now, we're hoping that they can overcome all this bullshit and come and win some games. But long as you got Jerry Jones making those crazy moves, and now people sitting up here talking about, well, we didn't need Micah. We got draft picks. How many times have we had draft picks, cap money, and everything else, and these fools didn't make no moves? Man, I get tired.
That's the angle. That's the
bullshit.
angle. That's the angle, Poindexter, in closing. That's the angle that I want fans to really push. I don't want us to be satisfied with competing.
That's it.
I want us to be satisfied with dominating. And we got 4 first-round draft picks in the next 2 seasons. Now, Jerry did say, and this is only escape hatch, that he did say if things are not aligning the way they're supposed to be, that he would utilize those picks to go get somebody. So I'm letting people know now that I want us to go get somebody right now to get things moving. If we don't, if this is the final straw, if I don't get Jadon Blue out there and Javonte Williams, or if I don't see a certain move with our linebackers or with our defense, then I'm gonna say, hey, remember, you said that you're gonna utilize this, because we can always sell the future. We can always say, hey, we got 2 first-round draft picks next season, right? And it's not even the first-round draft picks that you got to get rid of. It can be the second round or it can be the third round draft pick. Package those things up and make sure you get a bona fide dog to get this thing moving. But don't be too complacent with what we got.
Man, look, if Shotty pulls this out and Shotty started being that coach, because the first thing, Mozzie didn't suit up. You know what I mean? And that was a Schottenheimer move. That was a coaching staff move. That was not a Jerry Jones move coming down and saying, play my boy because I drafted him and stuff and everything like this here. So if Shotty started making coaching moves and the coaching staff started making coaching moves and they have success, believe me, they're going to get fired.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man.
Hey, man,
let me hear you say it, bro.
Look, go Cowboys. I'm going on saying, even though I'm not very enthused with it, I will say it just for the chat. How about them?
Let's go, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's my guy, Poindexter, man. Yeah, so granted, not to say that we don't like Kenny Clark. I like Kenny Clark. I like what he's able and eligible to do. I get it. We are performing better in that D-line room, right? But I'm still saying that we are not overall satisfied. We shouldn't be satisfied. We should still want more is what I'm getting at. And I get the notion that people should say, hey, Law, just relax. It's one game. One grain of rice can tilt the scale of balances, and this one game can also tilt the scale on whether or not you go into wild card or whether or not you have that one first week off, etc. So you want to make sure that you putting your best foot forward against these divisional opponents. And hey, believe it or not, who the Eagles play next week or this coming up week? I need the Eagles to lose. I need Washington to lose, and we need to win. I need for those 2 teams to lose. I want to be able to set that tone and get things moving and grooving in the right direction. But we got to calculate all of this and not to dwell so much on the negative side of it, but look at the positive things of what we did good in this game. And that is running the ball. That is also showing us different ways that we can line up as it relates to motion before the snap. So there are some positives, not all negative, but we missed the opportunity. Yeah, cannot be complacent. You know, some people okay, but I'm not. We got to continue to push that warning sign to Jerry and saying, because Jerry's an optimistic guy, right? And he's a gambler. And I got 100 grand from the 201. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Unfortunately, Law, the only way they're gonna move with those picks is if we get on a losing streak. That's the only way he gonna move with them picks. If we start winning, he ain't gonna move with nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that. We know how that go. You can go by the history on that one.
True.
We got Amari Cooper. We didn't get Amari Cooper to enhance a great team. The team was falling apart, and we went and got Amari Cooper.
Dang,
they moved to defend instead of moving to be on the offense. They don't move offensively. They move defensively, and that's unfortunate.
Retroactive, not proactive, is basically what you're saying. You know.
Facts.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Giants. Dan Quinn came out and said they wasn't even worried about the Giants. They moved on the next week. They just played them boys and just beat them boys. We wasn't even worried about the Giants.
Damn.
They concentrated on the Chiefs.
That was a preseason game. That was the homecoming game. Like, that was a homecoming game. Yeah. that was the Ohio State versus Grambling game. They started it right before I left out of college. When you have my Jackson State, they paid money. My team had to pay money to go play Mississippi State. I'm like, God, no. Mississippi State beat the brakes off of my team. But the thing was, they wanted the visibility. They wanted the exposure, right? So they could use that revenue. They had to pay the money.
Hey, let me tell you something. My Alabama, we did that this past weekend, 73-0. It felt real good too. I ain't gonna hold you. It felt real good.
You gotta take the money, man. To take the money.
It felt real good, man, for us to beat up on them boys like that. 73-0. It felt real good. I ain't gonna blame you. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, to have the coach come out and say that about the Giants, man, that lets you know what's about to happen to them Giants when we play them. Because we got, what Louis T said, everybody got to do their part to make sure the Giants are still in the basement. So it's our turn. It's our turn. We got to do our part, man. And your boy Bad Dog is pissed off, man.
Yeah.
So bad. I seen the video. He said, "I'm done. I'm done."
Don't you know that I'm in a group chat with him, Louis, and Lord Brunson? So don't you know that basically I'm getting that degree from that group chat, and I'm in another group chat with my brother who's an Eagles fan, and them damn 49ers done figured out a way to win too. And I'm in that group chat. So I'm saying I'm getting group chat beat down. You know what I'm saying? I put my ignore.
So when the Giants lost, hey, at least you can get on Bad Dog. It shifted off of you and went to Bad Dog.
Because Bad Dog was talking a lot of confidence before it. Yeah. I couldn't get a word in, you know. Yeah. He said, right here, Law. You know, with that New York accent. Right here, Law. We're gonna beat y'all up. The Cowboys, and he did the exact same thing, believe it or not, in 2023. You know, because we had to play the Giants. We had to play the Giants and the Jets. You remember, the Giants was coming off of a playoff win. And everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, had the Giants beating the Cowboys. And they said Daniel Jones was better than Dak Prescott. Now, Daniel Jones looked good over there in Coastland, though.
Oh, he did. He was lighting it up, man. I couldn't believe it. And these fans are scrambling and scraping over Daniel Jones, boy. I'll tell you right now, my cousin man, we should have kept Daniel Jones, man. Listen, man, that is what it is, man. Now, hey, we do our part, man, and get them boys up out of there, man. Yeah. We do our part, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. Like, I see us just this the get right game. This the get right game.
Get
I
right.
see us handling our business at home. They playing us at home opener.
Yeah.
Come on, hey, after we lost, come on, dog.
Yeah.
That game gonna be a blowout, Law.
Yeah, it should
that
be.
That game gonna be a blowout.
It should be, man. The water gonna taste great. The driving, like nobody gonna have wrecks. It's just when Dallas win, the whole city turns up, man. But when Dallas lose, it can be a preseason game. When Dallas lose, bro, it becomes very.
It's
hostile.
like a dark crowd. It's like a dark crowd when Dallas lose. Man, shoot, people that love me, they harass me for a couple of days, then they leave me alone.
Yeah.
They leave me alone because they know I don't want to hear it, and I'm upset. But they let me have it, and when the game over, they let me have it.
Yeah.
But then they give me about 3 days to recover, man. Because I need, come on, man. Especially to the rival, dog. Especially to the rival. Come on, man.
So here gonna be the new rule for the 2025 season. When we win, I want 72 I want Mando hours, 72 hours of us talking about we won. Now when we lose, I only want 24 hours to talk about that. At least 48, but nah. I want us to move on real quickly though, cause it brings you down, bro. You can't even be at the stoplight if you got some Dallas stuff on. They will pull you. Hey man, let me talk to you, man. Let me talk to you about quick, man. You know,
what happened to y'all? What happened to y'all? Come on, man. Listen, I can't even talk to my own parents, Lord. That's how bad it is. How they just stick it to me. It's a shame.
No doubt, man.
Your own family hurts your feelings.
Oh yeah, everybody know the catchphrase too. How about them Cowboys?
But I think we're gonna handle our business, man. We're gonna handle our business. I think Pickens is gonna have a big game.
Yeah. I need him to. Yeah.
And we need to stop. We need Neighbors to keep on. And that's Law. That's the key. Neighbors was pouting.
Yeah.
And you see how we did AJ Brown and Smitty. We do him like that next week. That's going to be the straw to break the Giants. They're going to start fighting on the sideline. Remember, Daniel Jones had Miami fighting on the sideline yesterday.
Yeah. Daniel Jones. So I want to beat the Giants so bad that Malik Neighbors request for a trade. I want to beat him so bad.
He already mad and upset. They calling that boy Odell Part 2. And that's just one game.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you for calling in, Chief. What else you got before I let you go? Now, you don't want to say nothing?
That's it.
Okay. You going to do your prediction, what, Wednesday, Thursday?
Friday? Yeah. Like around Wednesday, Thursday. I got you.
Okay. All right. No doubt, man. That $100,000 with the plan, man. He was doing bad just like I was the other day. He was $10,000, but he got the 90,000 back, so he back $100,000. All right, but before we let the next caller on, just keep this in mind, Cowboy Nation. If you don't sleep on us this week, and if you do try to sleep on anything, sleep on this.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt, man. Call your shots, man, with Sleeper, and be sure get 100% match up to $100, man. So you put a hundo in, they'll put a hundo in. You got 200, so you can go play around with Sleeper and go through your picks, and be sure to understand that only leverage the money that you are willing or acceptable to, not be missing, right? So I don't want y'all all in a bind, but tonight they got some special promos that's going. They got Aaron, not Rodgers, but Jones with a 0.5. You can select that more or less like I did here. And then you can go down this list. They got J.J. McCarthy, which we will see down the stretch. They got him with 225.5 yards. You can go more or less with that. And then it's easy as easy does, and then all you do is when you click on that, this is a very user-friendly app as we got everything going, and then you can put your entry in, whether you got $1 on it, $5 on it, 10 on it, and then you go through your selection that way. It is very easy, ladies and gentlemen, user-friendly to pick out your selections, and without hesitations nor deviations. Got the next caller on the line from the 206. MJ, you in the mix. Talk to us.
What up, Lord?
What up, man? Doing great, man. Doing good. How about you?
I'm good. Hey, all y'all make good points. But like, man, you said, we all forget Jerry and forget Michael. We'll leave it at that. It's all about our other players. We for the other players. We want them to be successful. Yeah. So you make some good points. My good point, we need a green blue. Why they didn't play blue? They was trying to give your boy a chance to play in Philly, and he fumbled that away. Hopefully he did.
He ain't lying.
Yeah. And then now I think the linebackers will be better, but you do got to play the Notre Dame linebacker and get them in the mix. And the deep tackles, we got some of the best deep tackles on our hand. And what every team gonna try to do, if you read the defense, they go, the DNs like to come up too fast. So Wilson, you can run. So we gotta watch that. If we handle that, stay in our lanes, like Clark told the DNs to do against Philly, we should have 8 to 10 sacks this week. They 8
to 10.
Sorry.
Woo.
Yeah,
Jeez.
They should give about 8 to 10. This should be a sack party. And I watched, if you when you go watch the film long, I see why it's hard to throw on that dude defense. I was watching the scheme when nobody open. I was watching the film. I'm like, oh my God, ain't no receiver. If the quarterback for Philly, he be scared to throw. Now these other guys gonna try to throw. You're gonna get a lot of picks. You might get like 2 or 3 picks this week.
Right.
Because if you try to throw on that defense, it's a setup for the corners to intercept your ball. You know, because it could look like you open, Law, and then when that ball come, I could go get the ball. And you know, number 7, 26, they love it. Go look, Law, when you do your film session, go watch the film. I was like, damn. Some dude did the film session, and I was watching, and when nobody open. So only one he could throw it to, it had to be the halfback coming out the backfield, or he had to run, or he had to throw it as tight end. It's hard to get receivers open in this game.
I mean, you're right,
so
man.
That's it.
You're right.
Yeah.
I look at it like this. There's only 2 balls Russell can throw. It's the deep ball. It's the prettiest ball you can see. But it's the deep ball. That's all he got. And the underneath, he don't have no intermediate throws. If it's a post route, he got too much air under it. I think that he lost some of that escapability too. So he looked like he looked like you remember when Drew Brees got old and couldn't move around and couldn't really jump over the offensive line and make his throws? He's a weaker version of that, you know. And Drew Brees still had accuracy, but he had nobody to throw the ball to, you know. But when you look at Russell Wilson, he's a lower tier version of that, and I think that we should be able to rattle him and get things going for us.
And what was cracking me up when I was watching your show with the 3 amigos, I call them the 3 amigos. They were so proud because they was happy that Parson left. And your boy from Philly, what's that guy you go against?
Brunson.
He was talking all that smack. Yeah, he thought he was gonna blow his way, and he knew in his heart, he said, "Damn, they beat us. They was for 30-something points on us." So his heart was broken. The Redskin heart was broken. Because they was just laughing, and especially Mad Dog. Mad Dog, you hear that? Yeah. I hope we hit 50 on you this week because you was got riled up listening to all them stupid announcers. Oh, the Cowboys are sorry. Let me say, like we said before, Cowboys next. How the hell we sorry? And we won 7 games with a hurt team last year and no quarterback. Can you explain that to me, Law?
Hey. We are a whole lot better than what we were just
Thank you. Yeah. So Mad Dog's panicking, and the good thing, even though we lost y'all, the Cowboy players is so mad because they know they beat Philly. they're going to take this beat out on the Giants so bad, and they're not going to be able to run on us. And this dude finna be running for his life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Louis and them finna see all them fools out there, finna see the Philly, the Redskins. And now, I want Green Bay to beat the Redskins.
Yep.
Carson, you're not on our team. Now go sharp on Thursday night.
Yeah,
Kill
he
the
lying.
Redskins.
Come on with it.
Now, Kansas City, this is a do or die for Kansas City, Lord. If Kansas City let Philly come in there and beat them again,
they might make some breaking news and trade back for Tyreek Hill and all of that stuff. We'll see.
No, I was thinking of that. Lord,
Yeah.
you just said, Lord, why you say that?
Man,
Lord,
I'm
you-
just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Lord,
I'm just saying. Yeah,
They gonna trade for. Yep, you're right.
They gonna make some type of move. Yeah, get them back.
Yeah.
but it better not happen though. It better not happen. We don't want to see him on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because right now, and now anybody can be. But Lord, the last call on this for me, if we would have lost like Baltimore, I'd have probably broke my TV.
They ain't lying, bro. Shoot.
What you think about that, Lord? That Baltimore game? Because the people I know, when I went to work last night, Lord, they was bragging, and I went in there and said, man, I turned out the TV when the score was 34-19. I went to go do some errands. I come back and y'all lost 40-38.
Man,
hot.
as much as
embarrassing.
as much as I give Josh Allen my fits, he was on one last night, though. You know, and of course people could talk about aficionados and stuff like that, but Josh Allen was Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And that's the same thing I said. Look, today's show should have been CeeDee Lamb, Player of the Week, 200 yards, and Dak Prescott showed off.
Yeah, that should have been the thing,
CeeDee
but
Lamb
unfortunately, yeah.
CeeDee Lamb is the one that caused Dak Prescott probably the Player of the Week. But you know they were there bragging on Rodgers, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, they draw it. Look, Rodgers cool right now, but wait till he get cold. You know, them old joints and bones, man. Something happened to him. But man, I appreciate you, MJ. Man, I appreciate you for calling in. Yes, indeed, bro.
Good show, man, and all up to my dog 100 grand, VIP, all of them. But Brandon, where you at, Brandon? We need you to come on the line, brother. We miss you.
No doubt,
and
man.
shout out to all the other people.
No doubt, man.
Salute.
Yes, indeed. There's MJ, you know, who just yesterday I was like, yeah. But I think MJ is a good sport. With all of that being said, you know, I think I was out of line for what I'm saying, you know, but you just sometimes you got to go off that way. And it wasn't at him. It was about the conversation, not at him. He knows that, right? Cowboy Nation, here's the other part of it. That Derrick Henry fumble, man, he had one of his best performance that night up until that particular fumble, and he had one of his worst performance of that night because of that fumble. But I still take a Derrick Henry over Miles Sanders. Sanders. All right. You know, I still take Derrick Henry over that. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to be conspiracy theorist guy, but I'm gonna be one. If you go back and watch that game and watch how the time that they scored that touchdown, they're celebrating, and they patted my guy on the head when he was walking around D-Hop, right? And the other guy was stiff forming Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson reacted by pushing that fan back. And I said, oh, Lord, they finna lose this game. I wish if I had a camera on my face and if I said, if I had that recorded and posted it, it'd have 1 million views. I said the moment Lamar Jackson pushed that little kid back up in the fan, I said, the NFL gonna get him. They gonna lose this game. And the person was beside me like, hey, no way. I said, yeah, watch. They finna lose this game. And watch and go back and watch the series after that. It's like it was the easy button that the NFL and talked to the Illuminati people and said, okay, yeah. They stopped calling certain calls. When Lamar Jackson pushed that fan, because after that one-hand catch. Yeah. I hate to say that, the NFL is kind of like WWE on for that point. But they got that phone call and said, hey, we can't have in the National Football League a man with gold and slugs all in his mouth, with tattoos all over his body, pushing a fan, even though the fan was wrong. We can't have that as the image of the NFL. And they got on their phones and said, hey, put that in there. Yeah. All right, the next call I got from the 817 Cowboys, Dwayne, and then I got the VIP and DJ Hold Tight. Cowboys, Dwayne, and things, man. What's good with you, man? What's good, bro?
Man, what's going on? How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
I understand. We have our prayers going out to you and your family, sir.
Man, I thank you so much for that, man. It's a lot of heavy stuff, man. It's brutal. I cried. I don't think I got tear ducts anymore because it's just how the circumstances happen. But I appreciate your prayers, bro.
Yeah, I understand what you're going through. We're going through a little bit on our own, but as long as we stay above ground and keep one foot in front of the other, we're gonna be all right.
As they say, it's better to be seen than viewed. You right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just have a couple of comments. Our Cowboys, they're getting to the point where they're getting complacent. Some of the players are getting complacent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they get this big contract, or if they get where they want to be at, they figure, well, I made the team, so I ain't got to give 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they're not hungry no more for it. You know what I mean? And it's like that's an affection thing because it'll travel through the whole team. Because if one person sees somebody doing it, they're going to do the thing. They're going to do less than what the other person is doing. But I understand there's no more victories, but there's a lot of things we can take out of the game that we got. One thing, our running game and our offensive line was better than I thought they was going to be. So we did get some yards in the running. And it's not – this coaching staff is better than the Mike McCarthy staff because they did actual adjustments in the second half. And that's a refreshing thing to see, to know what your mistakes is and to change them.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And that means that they looking forward. But on this Mr. Jerry Jones, we got to say a prayer for him. We got to make sure we can get him his mental evaluation, because some of the things he does not make any sense at all.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're going to get rid of this man, why you didn't get rid of him before draft? Why did you get something for him?
Right.
Draft pick that you can use later on for, like, when it's a trade deadline, you can use your capital to get someone else you need to, to fill the spot that you need. But our defenses played well, and they came together as a whole, and that's a refreshing thing to see. And I'm just worried about our secondary, though, but they're going to come alive, and I can see that. I can see that. So what is your take on it, sir?
I'm looking at it from this aspect of it. If the Cowboys, regardless, of course, Jerry Jones get caught up in his web of lies, right? And you can only remember so many lies, right? So that's why we knew he was lying to kick it, right, with the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But complacent is a major thing. I think that Tolbert didn't earn his grain of salt to be able to check out our plays, right? To a degree, Pickens, he just got here, so what you doing checking out on a few plays? I think that need to be handled, even if Schottenheimer don't speak about it openly to the public. I think that they should look, because I know they look back at tape, and they should correct this in-house. In this game, playing against the Giants, we should see all of the wide receivers committed to their commitment. So that's what I'm looking for in this game. I'm looking for these guys to just make sure that they have short-term memory of what happened last week, pick up their feet and get things moving. And if this week, if Jadon Blue is a healthy scratch, I don't want to hear no more about us building through the draft and we got all these draft picks, because what's the point of it if you're not playing your draft picks, right? And you playing somebody that you done picked up off the street. So I'm looking for those things, and we'll see down the stretch if that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. But my other complaint is, I understand they don't want to play their stars in preseason.
Right.
But why not play your stars at least a series in the last game so they can get acquainted with the game and get acquainted with the hits? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because some of them passes that were going to CD, he could have caught them. But it's you coming in fresh, you're not gonna. You're not anticipating it. Practice is one thing, but actual hitting somebody and being felt is something totally different.
Yeah.
So if it's just one series you play in the preseason, at least you get your body's equipped for it and your body's ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you can't say I'm finna go work on this car, and you never worked on a car a day in your life. You don't know nothing from A to B, and you go out there and try to fix something, and it's not gonna work because you don't know, you ain't had your hand dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, Dwayne. But man, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna expound upon that off air, but off when you get off. But I thank you for calling in, fam.
I appreciate it, man. Let's go, Cowboys!
Let's go, man. That's my guy, Cowboys Dwayne. All right, so the only counter to that is the Eagles didn't play their starters, right? And granted, the Cowboys, you can tell that CeeDee Lamb wasn't ready to get hit, and he made business decision. But now he looking at the cost and said, dang, let me get back on the right page. So I'm going to give him a little mercy because at the end of the day, the way that CeeDee Lamb was as we call it, targeted in this game from the quarterback, it was the same thing in 2023. That it took us 6 weeks for him to get those amounts of targets, right? So now I'm looking at it like, hey, this happened week 1. So before I throw the baby out with the bathwater, let's see how this season go through. Now, he got his dud out the way, man. He got his horrible game. He got all of the bad cards out of his hands. He got all of the doubles out of his hand if you're playing dominoes. And hopefully, this week come up, we should see Lamb continue to do his thing. Pickens should continue to do his thing. Kevontae Turpin. I think that not the front office, but the coaching staff should look at this and say, we're going to utilize and use him more in the second half because they didn't do him that much in the second half of the first game, right? So we will see how all of this can work out for its good. And Jalen Tolbert, we're going to see whether or not he's going to be that grit grindy type of wide receiver that he was expected to do coming out of college, right? We haven't seen that yet in him. So if he don't get it together this weekend and next weekend, then we should be looking at wide receiver 3 as an option to be moved off this team and get somebody that's hungry. I want PhDs on here. What is that law? Poor, hungry, and determined, right? Get that going. And Ferg, I know people say that it was a Madison ball, but he had ample enough time to catch that, right? So we need to see better play out of him, Ferg, right? Because if not, then that $52 million, I know we ain't looking at money. It's money we just tossing in the wind. Because Brevin Span Ford, I've seen him out there. And everything that Ferg was doing, Span Ford can do. For $49 million less. All right, I got from the 860 VIP. You're live on The Nation. Talk to me.
Lord, VIP, baby. Lord, I'm going to be brief today. I got to go get my son, and we got to go to jiu-jitsu. But I'm going to say this, Lord. What I picked up from the game, Lord, when I watched it for the third time is Pickens did do a lot of loafing. The pass that you were talking about, to Freaky Ferg,
yeah,
he ain't run his full route. If he ran his full route, that'll pull that safety off of Freaky Ferg. Going over that. My next, if we don't get blue in the game, Lord, I'm going to see Shotty myself.
Yeah, okay.
My last point before I get out, Lord, I'm going to be real brief today, is I want to show some love to Slurpee. Slurpee got on here the other day. I don't know if that was really Slurpee or one of my people's tapped into his brain, but Slurpee was bigging up my quarterback the other day. So I want to show Slurpee a little love. I don't know if that was really him or maybe somebody kidnapped his body or something, but Slurpee, we want to show you some love, man. And I'm gonna be easy today. That's all I'm gonna say is how about them Cowboys? I ain't a killer, but don't push me, baby.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. Hey, mad at you, dog. Yeah. Here's my thoughts on, and I seen somebody said Brevin Span 4 did drop a pass. You know. Now that could have been a flag because it was literally like he didn't get a chance to even do a football move, and they was already tatting him up, and it was a seam route too, and he did. It hit him in the numbers, and he dropped it or what have you. But what I'm saying, if Ferg gonna drop it, shoot, you might well get the young guy to drop it, right? That's how I'm looking at it, right? And Fairweather, we got some good guys that's on the bench. Like Fairweather is him. Princeton Fant, he can block and catch out of the backfield as well, right? And these are guys that's sitting on the practice squad or on the outside looking in type of groove. And I'm not saying Schoonmaker and Ferg are not it, but those guys, I'm just being 1,000 are more athletic. And if we're going to utilize him like that, if he's going to be a non-athletic guy down there dropping balls, playing basketball with the football, then put the athletic guy in there. You got to have some qualities. Whereas Jason Witten, as slow as he moves, he ain't dropping no football. T-Rex arms, just catching stuff, right? Come down with the catch. So we can't have 2 or 3 guys with the dropsies, right? Come on, so y'all got to make sure that y'all can perform up to the levels that we're looking for. The ball hit your hands, catch it. And there's no shot at Ferg. He my guy. Shoot, I got a whole people on my Instagram and Twitter. Every time Ferg do anything, they say, "Hey, Law, collab with me on this. Collab with me on this." And I collab a lot of stuff with Ferg Nations. But hold on to that doggone ball. Your tight end got to be your sure hand guy. It got to be to a point. I would rather have a dominant tight end than a dominant wide receiver. If you think I'm lying, look at Gronkowski. Shoot, Gronk would catch them things, man. Gronk ain't dropping that. You put a time machine and put a young Gronk on his team, oh, Lordy. And then he make the guy punish. The guy would try to lower the boom, and he flew and break his collarbone, shoulders, and everything else. Y'all saw what Tyler Warren looked good. And I heard the other guy got hurt, Brock Bowers. I hope he got a PCL thing that's doing crazy stuff. All right, so I got DJ from the 607, then 210 you in next. DJ, talk to you. Talk to me.
What's good? Yo, what's good, Law? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, fam. Talk to me.
Yo, man, first off, you gotta stop having these dudes call with this bullshit. Because second off, Dak didn't play for like 16 months and then just came in 7 off the Super Bowl champs. Like, let's just stop. Let's stop. And talk about reliable targets. Remember 2016, Cole Beasley?
Yeah.
Third down. You know that was his favorite man. Like, come on. I'm a real Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
So, listen. You know the thing. I was, CeeDee Lamb, he deserves everything we're giving him.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. He all season he's talking. Yo, I'm coming. You're gonna see me. You want to be in the same class as Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. You got to catch those balls. You got to catch them balls. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's why the next day he was catching balls off that thing. He sat there for 3 hours. But I'm not gonna get on. He's gonna make plays for us. But one thing I want to see, like, Shoddy, man, he got us going good. But I want to see motion with Turpin. Like, where's all the motion? We're supposed to get all the motion, like pre-snap and everything. And you know what? If Tolbert wants to play them games, you can sit your ass right on the bench and Mingo can step right up. We don't got time to play these games anymore, bro.
Yeah.
And let's not sleep on the Giants, man. I know we beat their ass. Let's not sleep on them. They got a good defensive line. They got a great, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is a division game, folks. This is division. We hate them. They hate us. It gets mixy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't come in there going, oh, we're gonna smash them. No, let's just go do what we need to do. Beat the teams we need to beat and move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave you with this. Dak is a top 7 quarterback. He's getting MVP this year. 38-6. I'm calling it. 38 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Come
I'm
on
calling
with
it, Law.
38-6, man. Hey, DJ, I need that in my life. Come on with it. 38-6. That's 38 touchdowns, 6 INTs, and let's see what he can do from there, man. Appreciate you for calling in.
You already know. How about them Cowboys, man?
Yes, indeed. DJ won the Energy of the Day caller. I'm gonna start giving out awards, man. He's the Energy of the Day caller. Let's see. Let's see right here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Let me refresh this right quick. They got trending. Let's see what they say. Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer, while talking about the rookie running back Jadon Blue being inactive for week 1, young player. It hits different at times. He's extremely talented. You have to earn your chance to get out there. There has to be consistency. Hopefully we can get Blue in pads very soon. So just like a rookie hazing type of thing. And I've been out there, not saying that I'm out there more than coach, but there's no definitive thing that we saw more from Sanders, my bad, Sanders people, versus Blues. Now, I do know that Blue got wrapped up by Sam Williams, started it all, right? But before that time frame, Blue was looking like the real thing, shoot. All right, so Blue's Clues out there, man. Blue was doing his thing. So I don't know if that's a contradictory type of statement, but I can tell you that if Blue got any heart in him of fighting, then he should take this as a world of like motivation. I want Blue to have the mindset, him and Phil Maffa, because these are our future guys. I want them to have the mindset to say, hey, that spot belongs to me. Yeah, that should be his mindset. That he should be looking in this thing saying, I'm better than Sanders. I'm better than Javonte. Because I was listening to a documentary on Marshall Faulk, and he was talking about when he got a chance to get that pill, tote that pill, and this, of course, a different team, he didn't like splitting nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was like, shoot, you put me on that field, good luck for the next running back, because I'm going to get out there and showcase to the world that this thing ain't going to move unless I'm out there. So I hope that Blue have that same mindset. And if not, we're gonna keep talking about it until he do. We're going to keep talking, because we can't have less talent out there just because you got the experiences. Yeah, the new broom can sweep the floor good, but the old broom can get them corners. I get all of that. But if that old broom got bristles all over the floor, then we don't need that. Go give me that new broom. Because if that old broom going to fumble the ball or get caught from behind, let the damn new broom do that. Sure. All right. Let me get Rolanda. You in from the 210. Talk to me.
Hey, Law. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Can't complain.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about the issues with your mom's house and different things. I know that's hard.
Yeah.
I can't. And even when man fails you, God will not. You can trust God in anything. And I hope you feel the prayers of people for you.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. I had a few points. One, about the Jadon Blue thing. I think what's really going on, and maybe Brian Schottenheimer's not really telling the whole truth. I think Jadon Blue is probably a little bit more hurt than what was originally thought. And I think on top of that, he might not have gotten a hold of the playbook as much as he probably should have. And he's still a rookie, so we'll see what's going on there.
Yet to be fair to Sanders, when you go back and watch the tape, he did fill in those blocking lanes in the A gap and B gap. To be fair to him, he was able to block some of the oncoming blitzing. So yeah, you're right. You're right on that. Keep going.
Yeah. Another point I would like to mention. I'm glad CeeDee Lamb came out and took responsibility for lack of play that he had in the game. But I would really like to get a clip of Ferguson actually going to the podium and actually answering questions about his lack of play. He needs to take responsibility for him not having a very focused game like he should have. Most of the passes that threw to him were dimes. You need to catch those. And I need to see some video of him on the jug machine catching passes and different things like that. So hopefully we'll see clips of him, answering questions by reporters on him taking responsibility for the game he had. Another thing I would like to mention, I think Spicy Dak is back.
Oh, okay.
The Spitgate thing, I was listening to a podcast from Boss Cowboy, kind of a podcast prior to the Eagles game and everything, and he was talking about the importance of body language and different things like that. So when they showed the clip, of Dak and Carter and that Spitgate thing, that little smile that Dak gave, everything, I don't know, that body language just told me, hey, Gangster Dak is back, man. So the way he played was pretty good. So that's what I take from it. And I think as far as this coaching staff, I like what I saw in week 1. I think the coaching staff probably needs to do a better job of, hey, if this guy is playing better than the other, maybe you should play those guys a little bit more, especially with the linebacker position. Maybe a lot of people are screaming for Luafau to play a little bit more in the defense than just on special teams. I probably would agree with that. There's some other things. So hopefully there's not too much coaching politics that we have to deal with this year. We talk a lot about the front office politics. Hopefully coaching politics alongside that doesn't bite us in the butt later on this year. So if we keep improving, doing the right things, and pressing the front office to get the pieces so we can go for it this year and not just wait till next year, I think we'll be in a better spot. So thank you all for your time, and God bless, and go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. That's Rolanda. Appreciate her for her words of encouragement here. We're going to end off with
Goodbye.
her with that final call there. The other 15 people, man, I love y'all to the stars and back. Just call back in tomorrow, and we'll try to get back to you all. I really appreciate y'all so much for tuning in, and thank y'all for the many prayers, and the many blessings that you guys send my way. And shout out to you, Phil Henderson. Thank you so much for your Cash App and your support. We really appreciate you for your generous donation there. We will be having a live event this Friday. It's going to be at Sidecar Social. It's in Addison. I want y'all beautiful faces to be out there for the event. It's live. It's remote. We're going to have podcasts. You guys can come on out. You can sit down and have a great time with us and be a part of the movement there. It's going to be at Sidecar Social. We have some potential sponsors and some presenting sponsors that's going to be helping out with the event. We're back. This is a build-up for the other one that's going to be sponsored by a few others when the Eagles come to Dallas. So I want all of you guys, if possible, to pack out the place. Let's have a great time and understand that regardless win, lose, or draw, I'm going to try to give y'all some content, right, regardless of it. And I really appreciate y'all for understanding. Yes, and family stuff, man. Also, this week. My brother will be flying in. Shout out to Twin. He'll be here. I know you guys been asking about him, right? Y'all got to understand, I'm not in this by myself. I got other brothers that's going through the heavy terrains of losing a loved one, and the losing of a loved one is something that just doesn't go away, right? It's been 2 years, but it seems just like yesterday, right? And then you add those things on. So when he comes in, we're going to have a good time, and maybe we have a great time of just relaxing and chilling and catching up with each other, because we live in different states here, and it's a good mental thing to kick it with your brethrens, right? You never know, right? You never know when the last time you would see them. So shout out to him. And even though I can't stand his team, the 41ers, we let each other know. We let each other know that, right? Like, I can't stand your team. We still go back to 1994. Your guy them PI'd us. You know what I'm saying? And then he rubs in 2022. He rubs in 2020, 2021. You know what I'm saying? The damn 49ers, boy. But it's a healthy argument. Either we push each other, and we don't throw hands, but we push each other and talk each other about each other teams. So that's a good thing, to experience that. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. If I missed out anybody, super chat, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. I can't stand the Giants either, though. So let's get this dub this week. We're going to do matchups. We're going to talk all about this, get things going, moving the best way possible. And check out other content creators' pages as well, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. I got off the phone earlier today talking to Lord Brunson. I was like, hey, man, I'm going ahead and give you your flowers on that. But just know that Cowboys are real this year. And he was like, yeah, you right. Because, boy, y'all had us sweating. We will see how the bounce back is going to be for you all. So I'm team Kansas City Chiefs this week. And I'm team, who the Washington team play? Who the Washington team play? They play somebody. I'm team whoever they play against. Sadiq says, Law, please check your PayPal. We thank you. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. She said, I don't know what's going on with you, but whatever it is, just hope everything works its way out with your family. Amen. I appreciate you, Sadiq. Thank you for your support. It say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And what's going on is they done sold my mom's house, took the profits. They done sold the items, the material things, the purses, the jewelry, the perfume, sentimental values that I could never give back. I wanted to be able to give some of those things to my little ones, but that comes with the territory. I read somewhere that it also states absent from the body, present with the Lord. So the grand creator already knew of those things. We may not can refill those moments of what I gave to my mom, but hopefully the essence of whatever that was transpired from a transactional situation, that whoever wearing those things can receive the blessings. It's painful. Yes, I get frustrated. Yes, I rant my clothes and say, God, G-O-D, why me? You gonna do this to me? But that's how life is. Can't get mad at it. They say anger is necessary. In Ecclesiastes, it also states there's a time to be mad. It's a time to have anger. It's the time to love. And damn it, it's a time to hate. And I hate these type of things, living here on this dimension, going through those pains, trials, and tribulations. As they say, soon I will be done with the troubles of this world. No more weeping and wailing. But soon also, Cowboy Nation, Brian Bradford said, who sold it? The stepfather, of course. But it is for what it is. Anger is necessary. It taps in to let y'all know that we are human. We share this world together. It's necessary. Two ways you can look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be in control of the outcomes of the things that can happen once you're gone. So I encourage everyone to set aside your feelings. Set aside a time to create a will, create a trust, so that you won't continue to do the things of what your forefathers did or mothers did, and create a pathway to doing things the proper way, Cowboy Nation. I think that we get more ingredients from this show on personal, private life lessons that you can take to bless someone else and say, hey, I remember when Law had to go through this. Let me go ahead and get this will together. Let me go ahead and get some insurance together. Make sure that we have these things to make everything work out for the future. So we won't have to go through these things ever again. That's why I say keep your head high, eyes through the finish, see it through. But somewhere, I can feel a warm embrace, a tap on the shoulder, saying, baby boy, Law, don't let your anger destroy you. I'm like Wolverine, Gene! I'm laughing to keep from crying. But I can feel her presence telling me, don't let your anger destroy you. Do that count to 10 thing, baby. Because where we at, we don't have to worry about this and that. Nevertheless, one way or another, continue to move. Cowboy Nation, we are 6,000 subscribers away from hitting 100,000 on the Facebook, by the way. That's movement, that's growth. I remember when I was willing to give up everything and not do this content creation. It was the mom voice that said, one way or another, create you another page. Start you a Facebook account. Start you an Instagram account. Start you a TikTok wasn't existing at that time, but start you a Twitter account. And we did just that. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdy and cheap, if life itself, I knew it gonna come. Let me go. Y'all can't see me cry today. Hell no. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish of fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, and everyone under the sound of my voice, you Ryan, you T-Jack, you Sadiq, you Ice Cold Cowboy, you Gil, you T-Jack, you Dramatic, you Jared Jones, Lori in the chat, Eric, Bear 24, Arthur, everybody, Doc Woods. RIP to the legendary Doc Woods too, senior. Future Vision, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Time to run it all. I wake up.
Come on.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might but first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Now that 10 rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Come on.
Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and
come on, baby, let's get these 6 rings. We need it.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Jared Jones in the chat, man. He says, next law, Stephen Jones is going to sell all of his possessions. Boy, you crazy. Yo. Stretch.
Y'all gonna make me take that trip way out to
Dallas, come on.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
All right.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One
Let's
false
get it.
move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain.
Come on with it.
I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
You know what the craziest thing is? I got nobody I can talk to about this but y'all. That's the craziest thing, though. And I probably need to go talk to my counselor, a therapy session. But it's good that I can talk to you guys about things.
No drip, this tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
You guys are my adopted family. So Elbert, all of y'all last name Nation. Gil Nation, Sadiq Nation, all of y'all my adopted family. Jera Nation, all of y'all. All of y'all last name from here on out is Nation. Let's get it. Until next time. Yep.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in, yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. It's dangerous to go alone.
If you don't mind being my adopted brothers and sisters, put Nation in the chat, baby. I follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Shout out to you, Jared. Shout out to you, Tony, son of John. Appreciate y'all. Travis Fitzpatrick. Love to see my family growing.
And they understand the cost. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
I'd be okay too. I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Play it too. Come on with it, baby.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
And remember,
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
all love VIP says, do I need to visit? Nah. We're gonna let time tell it all, bro. It ain't worth it. Definitely ain't worth it.
Fly on.
No days off. No days off.
We're gonna get on up out of here, man. I done stole all the other time I could with y'all. But be sure to hit that like button. Sharing is caring. Subscribe to the nation.
And they understand the cost.
I love y'all, man. Let's
that
get
is
it.
involved.
Charge it. If I offended
There's
anyone
1,000
today,
of you. I said
charge it
close
to
the
this
doors.
beard, not their heart.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online.
We got to stack the
This
good,
is a
baby.
Small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. And this is what
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in.
Y'all bring it right now. Come on. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the, take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
I cannot believe it.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
This is where we hold them.
Giving is worship.
This is where we
This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle.
Come back, thief.
We should be able to
Blue
raise
Magic.
$40,000
That's a brand
tonight
name.
just from y'all
I
giving.
stand behind it. I guarantee it. About is when
That's
you chop my dope down, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.